Sea Fever. John Edward Masefield. Biographical sketch of the poet. John Edward Masefield was a well-known English poet, best known as the author of the children's classic The Midnight Folk, and as a poet for his Sea Fever. During his tenure as a sailor, he gained varied experiences of sea voyage, and finally, in 1895, when his ship came to New York City, he deserted the ship with the urge to be a writer. Tenure. 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 Voyage. 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 Sea. Deserted. 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 Fever. Urge. 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 Introduction to the text. In the poem Sea Fever, John Masefield expresses his desire to sail once again in the sea. His adventure would begin with the break of a day pervaded by mist. He must go as the call of the sea cannot be ignored. Sea life fills his heart with the spirit of adventure. It is his wanderlust that will not allow him to stay away from the sea. Only after the end of his journey he would like to sleep and drift into a sweet dream. Pervaded. 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 Introduction. Lust. 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 To the drift. 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 Substance. In the poem Sea Fever, the poet John Masefield expresses his strong desire to get back to the sea, as the alluring call of the sea cannot be ignored. The poem portrays man's eternal thirst to know the unknown and travel and explore nature's beauty. The poet expresses his wish for the need of a sturdy ship to sail in the sea and a star to act as a guide in the darkness of night. Alluring. 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 Substance. Explore. 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 Sturdy. 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 At the breaking of dawn, he wants to see the grey mist rise up from the sea. He also wishes that there would be strong winds making the white clouds fly. He wants to see the spume waves and listen to the cry of the seagulls. The last paragraph emphasizes that. The poet would want to be like a wandering gypsy. He would love to listen to entertaining yarns from his fellow rovers, and after the long trek, he would like to have a good sleep and a sweet dream. Spume. 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 At the break. Gypsy. 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 King of yarns. 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 Dawn. Fellow rover. Fellow rover. Fellow rover. Trick. 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 Central idea. The central idea of the poem Sea Fever by John Masefield is obviously a wanderer's lust. The poet hears the irresistible call of the sea, an unavoidable invitation to adventure, exploration, and independent living. Since prehistoric times, human beings have always been on the move. In the poem, the poet wants to feel all that is associated with the sea voyage. Masefield's poem sums up the enticing calls of the sea, which ultimately signifies the joy and excitement man achieves from traveling. The poet is implying that life is a long sea journey and is requesting a peaceful afterlife. Irresistible. 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 Unavoidable. 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 Prehistoric. 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 Voyage. 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 Enticing. 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 Implying. 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 Sea Fever by John Edward Masefield. I must go down to the seas again, to the lonely sea and sky, and all I ask is a tall ship and a star to steer her by. and the wheels kick, and the wind's song, and the white sails shaking, and a grey mist on the sea's face, and a grey dawn breaking. I must go down to the seas again, for the call of the running tide is a wild call and a clear call that may not be denied. And all I ask is a windy day with the white clouds flying, and the flung spray and the blown spume and the seagulls crying. I must go down to the seas again, to the vagrant gypsy life, to the gull's way and the whale's way, where the wind's like a whetted knife. And all I ask is a merry yarn from our laughing fellow rover, and quiet sleep and a sweet dream when the long trick's over. Words we learned today. Multiple choice questions. Some of your answers are correct, but some of your answers are incorrect. Narrative questions and answers. To know the answer, click Yes, else click No. Narrative questions and answers. To know the answer, click Yes, else click No. Do as directed. To know the answer, click Yes, else click No.